Hey folks, this is Charles Max Wood from JavaScript Jabber. You probably heard me on that podcast. I also do my JS story, Ruby Rogues. My Ruby story is something that we're launching pretty soon. Um, Angular Adventures in Angular. My Angular story is also something we recently launched. And I've decided to put together a series of YouTube videos. I just think it'd be fun to talk about JavaScript and to do it maybe without the co-hosts and without guests and just give you my opinions on things related to code, JavaScript, careers, etc. So I'm putting this together. I'm calling it JavaScript Rants or JS Rants. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to brand that, so to speak. But I'm pretty excited about the possibility of being able to dig into JavaScript stuff and just talk. So I'm hoping it's going to be kind of a one-on-one or one-on-many, I guess, because it's YouTube, a conversation that you'll hear from me and my thoughts about JavaScript. Now, I want this to be more than just, hey, Chuck found an article on JavaScript and he's going to talk about it. I'm going to do plenty of those. I'll probably also do some product demos and things like that. But I also want to create something where you can ask questions and I answer them. So it's kind of an ask me anything that's ongoing related to JavaScript. So if you have questions on how to find a job, I'm building a course on that right now. If you have questions on JavaScript tools fatigue or things like that, then let me know. If you have questions about any kind of JavaScript, Angular, React, etc. question, I'm happy to answer them. If I don't know the answer, I'm definitely willing to go do a little bit of research and figure out what the answer is. Maybe fiddle with some code. Anyway, just figure that stuff out. But I kind of want this to be conversational, and so it's probably going to be mostly conversations and much less of the demos. So if it's something that you need me to actually, pull up a screen share and demonstrate, you're not going to get as many of those on this channel. I may start some other videos where I cover some specific things with that, and actually do some videos, some screencasts. As you can tell, this is completely unedited. I'm actually doing this one live, but I just want to talk about some of these issues. So I'll probably talk about JavaScript tools fatigue next time, and we'll kind of dig into some of these things. Is Node.js the thing that you need to use? And things like that, and we'll just talk about some of these issues and figure out what makes a lot of sense. But anyway, this is JavaScript Rants. This is the introduction. So, stick around, listen to a few more, and we'll see how things kind of fall out here over the next little while. If you're wondering about the frequency, I'm sure people are sitting there going, okay, how long are these going to be and how often are they going to come out? I'm going to try and do one every day. It may wind up being like 5 days a week, but I'm going to try and do one every day. And then as far as the length, I'm shooting for about 5 minutes. Now, I'm currently at 3 minutes. I'm probably going to end it pretty quick here. But that's kind of what I'm aiming for, is about 5 minutes worth of discussion. So I'm also hoping, because I did the audience survey and I got a lot of feedback from people wanting stuff about particular topics, like for new programmers and stuff, it's probably going to be a pretty good mix of advanced stuff and beginner stuff. So anyway, hopefully this really kind of hits you and lets you, see what I'm thinking about and what I'm looking into in JavaScript. And then, as I said before, I want this to be a conversation. So if you have any questions, you can leave a comment right there, down below. Or you can also email me, chuck@devchat.tv, and I'm happy to answer those. Hey folks, this is Charles Max Wood from Adventures in Angular. I've decided to put together a YouTube playlist show, something. Obviously it's going to be unedited because I just threw out a bunch of random words. But it's going to be me basically talking about what I'm learning about and what's going on in the Angular world. So, this video is just kind of an introduction. It's off the cuff. Most of the discussions will be, I might have some notes when I do some of these, but for the most part, it's just going to be a video where I just talk about Angular. If you're interested in kind of the topics I'm looking at covering, it can be anything related to Angular. And honestly, I want this to be part answering your questions, part talking about the current news, and maybe a demo or two every week or two. So essentially then you might get the screencast, but for the most part, it's going to be conversational like this. And I'm just going to be telling you what I think about a particular thing or answering a question somebody has. Now, I've been doing a lot of work with people lately about careers. So if you have questions about careers, let me know. If you have questions specifically about JavaScript, I may cover them here. I may also cover them on my JS rants. If you have questions about Ruby, I'm doing Ruby rants as well. But yeah, just kind of have this conversation, see what people need, see what they're interested in, and make sure that we are putting the content out there for you that you want, that is kind of the conversation that you'd have with me. Now, I get that this isn't a two-way conversation. It's just me talking through the screen to you. But anyway, just let me know, and I'm hoping that we can create kind of that conversational thing. I'm not going to try and be wild and crazy like some of the other people on YouTube, but I do want to have those conversations and just dig into the meat of some of these things. So Angular is moving and changing, and that's something that I want to cover. And I want to kind of give you my thoughts, you know, outside of the panel discussion in a 5-minute format. So that's what this is. And anyway, if you have particular questions that I can answer, then by all means leave them in the comments on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, if I post this somewhere like Facebook or something, comments there will work as well. Or you can email me, chuck@devchat.tv, and I will attempt to answer those questions as best I can. I'm also working on putting together angularrants.com or ngrants.com. I don't remember which one I bought. But anyway, so that will take you to the right place once I have all this set up, which will probably be about a week after I have this video recorded. Because I want to put it all together and then launch it on iTunes and things like that with 5 or 6 episodes in the can. And I want to do this every day. So anyway, those are my quick thoughts on this. I know it's kind of a rambling introduction to this, but hopefully that gives you some idea on how we do this. All right? Thanks.